Alrighty, so let's wrap up our talk about linear inequalities with an application problem. So, a film class is recording a DVD. Each student group is allotted up to 300 megabytes of video space. So they cannot use any more than 300. Okay? The films are encoded at two different rates. We've got a standard rate at 0.4 megabytes per second and a high quality rate of 1.2 megabytes per second. Okay? Let X represent the number of time or the amount of time using the standard rate. H represent high quality rate. Okay? Actually, instead of H, we're going to use Y here. All right? So write an inequality describing the possible amounts of time available for standard and high quality videos. Okay? So X represents the amount of time using standard rate. Well, it's 0.4 megabytes per second. So I take the amount of seconds, X, and I multiply it by 0.4, and that's going to be how many megabytes I used for standard rates, or for my normal scenes. Okay? Now, for complex scenes, at the high quality rate, that's 1.2 megabytes per amount of seconds I use at high quality. Okay? Now, if I add these two rates together, that's going to give me my total of 300 megabytes that I can use. All right? Now, I can use up to 300 megabytes. All right? So, I can be 300. That's the max I can be. Or it needs to be less than that. So, less than or equal to 300. So, there is our inequality. Now we're going to use that to determine if these given values, like if you had a DVD with these given values, would that satisfy the conditions, which we also call constraints. Okay, would it satisfy the constraint? All right, so standard rate time, that's X. High quality rate time, that's Y. So plug in 180 for X and 180 for Y. So 0.4 times 180 plus 1.2 times 180. That's 288. All right, so that's the total megabytes used for this situation. Does that satisfy? Yes, it does, because 288 is less than or equal to 300. So yes, that works. All right, what about 150 and 200? So 0.4 times 150 plus 1.2 times 200. That's going to give me 300 megabytes. All right, 300 is less than or equal to 300. That is the max amount that I could have. So yes, this does satisfy the constraint. All right, what if I use 100 seconds of standard and 300 seconds of high quality? 0.4 times 100 plus 1.2 times 300. That's going to give me 400. 400 is not less than or equal to 300. So no. If I had a situation like that, that would not satisfy my constraint. Okay? So also being able to set up an inequality with a word problem and then use that word problem to test some points and understand what those represent in the context of our word problem. Make sure you do your practice problems. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one.